Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Namaste Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vacharam Bangum Langeti Girim Nitkupatam Vande Shri Gurun Deyasmaya Paramananda Madhavashi. Welcome to the Bhagavat Rasamalyam, continuing the session, Canto 11, Chapter 2, Text 4. Just a recap of earlier sessions that the chapter name is Maharaja Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras, the Navayogendras. So just a background of this Navayogendras. Swayambhu Manu's son is Priyavrata and Priyavrata's son is Agnidhara. And Agnidhara's son was Nabi, and Lord Rishabhadev, the plenary portion of Vasudeva, incarnate as the son of Nabi. So here we should understand always that Swayambhu Manu, his son is Priyavrata, and Priyavrata's son is Agnidhara. Agnidhara's son is Nabi. Nabi's son is Rishabhadev, who is the plenary incarnation of Vasudeva. So the oldest of Rishabhadeva had 100 sons. The name of one of the son is Bharata, in which our country where in our country was coined as Bharata Varsha, or it is also called Ajanava Varsha. Later it will become Bharata Varsha. So 9 other sons of Rishabhadev were widely known as Navayogendras: Kavi, Havir, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pipalayana, Avirhotra, Dhrumila, Chamasa and Karabhajana. So 9 other sons of Rishabhadev took on the duty of Kshatriyas and became masters of the 9 Dvipas comprising Bharatavarsha. His other 81 sons became Brahmanas, expert in Smriti doctrines who propagated the path of deity sacrifice. So the 9 Navayogendras took the charge of 9 Dvipas, 9 islands. Comprising Bharatavarsha. His other 81 sons became Brahmanas, and they became expert in Smriti doctrines who propagated the path of fruitive sacrifice. The 9 Yogendras, 5 free to move without impediment, traveled everywhere as they wished. They were direct associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudana, and wandered free to give protection to the various planets in the universe. So these Navayogendras are very close associates of Supreme Personality of God, and they are free to travel anywhere in the world. And they used to give awareness to all the living beings about the aim of the human life and and they also give their valuable association to the conditioned souls. Because even the association of such sadhus, even if we get fraction of second, it bestows all the benefits of living entities. See, that is the position of sadhus. Because sadhu sange, lavamatra sadhu sange sarva shastra hoy. Sadhu sange sarva shastra hoy. Lavamatra sadhu sange lavamatra sadhu sange. Because even if you get a fraction of second of association of sadhus, you will be knowing all the shastras. If you are in the midst of sadhus, you will be able to learn, understand and preach about all the scriptures. That is the power of sadhus association. So here in this fourth, I will recite the verse number 4, 11th canto, chapter 2, verse number 4. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Bhagavan Bhavato Yatra Swastaye Sarvadehinam Krupannanam Yatapitro Uttama Sloka Vartamanam. Synonyms: Vasudeva, Shri Vasudeva, Sri Vasudeva, sorry, it's not Vasudeva, it's Vasudeva. Vasudeva means father of Krishna, and Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva. So the Vasudeva said, Bhagavan, O Lord, Bhavataha, of your good self, Yatra, the coming, Swastaye, for the benefit, Sarvadehinam, of all embodied beings, Krupannanam, of the most wretched, Yatha, as Pitro, that of a father, Uttama Sloka, the Supreme Lord, who is prized by excellent verses, Vartamanam, of those who are fixed on the path towards, Translation, purport given by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Vasudeva said, My Lord, your visit like that of a father to his children is for the benefit of all living beings. You especially help the most wretched among them, as well as those who are advanced on the path toward the Supreme Lord, Uttama Sloka. Krishna has got so many names. One of the names is Uttama Sloka. And Narada Muni is the prime duty of Narada Muni, and Narada Muni's service is to deliver the conditioned souls who are really struggling hard in the material world, which is compared to the blazing fire. And Narada Muni is like rainfall from the sky, so that it can put off all the fire and make everyone happy. So happy means spiritually happy. So Narada Muni also is a very great associate of the Lord, and is the expansion of, is also the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, as it is mentioned in the first canto of Srimad Bagavatam, because it is the manifestation of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. That he is being empowered by Lord Krishna to give his association and to teach everyone the art of devotion service. So Narada is especially able to advise the conditioned souls as to how they can dovetail their present activities with the devotion service of Krishna without unnecessarily disrupting their present life. So that is the greatest technique and strategy of the preachers. And so the preachers, the great preachers, the great authority of devotion service in the matter of devotion is like Narada Muni, always used to preach to the conditioned souls so that their present activities will not get disrupted. Their activities will go on, but simultaneously he adopts the strategies to practice devotional service. Like Narada Muni delivered so many conditioned souls, like Ratnakar, who has become Valmiki, the due course of time, and wrote the great epics Ramayana. He also delivered Dhruva Maharaj, the 5-year-old boy. He also delivered Bruhari, the hunter, the great wretched person. So here also mentions that in this sloka, Narada Muni, Vasudeva is glorifying Narada Muni, who is a manifestation of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, saying that you are the most deliverer of wretched persons, and also the deliverer of devotees of Supreme Personality of God, who are heading towards the devotional path, pure devotional path. So the words Krupana means the wretched persons, and Uttama Sloka Vartanam refers to most fortunate persons who are advanced in Krishna consciousness. So here here Narada Muni is mentioned as Bagavata Rupasya, means the expansion of the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati has defined the word Krupanna by quoting the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 3.9.10. Etad aksharam gargi aviditva samal lokat prayiti sa Krupanna. O daughter of Gargacharya, he who leaves the world without learning about the infallible Supreme is a Krupanna or miser. In other words, we are awarded the human form of life so that we can understand our eternal blissful relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So as indicated in verse 2, the aim of human life is to know the relationship between the soul and the super soul. So the soul is having a relationship with the Supreme Personality of God, that is called a Sambandha. And when that Sambandha has happened, then Abhidhyaya, we should go ahead towards Abhidhyaya, means by keeping that Sambandha, we should render devotional service. So by rendering devotional service, what is the result we get? That is called Sambandha, Prayojana. What is the Prayojana? We can attain the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the whole scriptures and the whole Shastras are based on these three factors called Sambandha, Abhidhyaya and Prayojana. Because without knowing the relationship, for example, if two businessmen or people combine together and starts a venture, it is called a joint venture. So what is the relationship between these two of them? They both are partners. They have combined together. That is a relationship. So they can join together and do what? And venture, do some business. That is called Abhidhyaya. By doing that business, they get a profit. They get a benefit. That is called Prayojana. This is a small example. So like that, in our devotional service also, we should know the relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by knowing that relationship, we should adopt or we should render devotional service. So without doing devotional service, if he leaves the body, or if we leaves this material world without having any awareness or the importance or significance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the human form of life will be like Krupanna, the miserly person who is always wandering in the material world by taking different types of birth, and again getting trapped in this birth and death cycle. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is defining this defining the souls and explaining and narrating that he who leaves this world without learning about the infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Krupanna, is saying, is called a miser. Because we are awarded the human form of life only to serve the Supreme Personality of God and to attain His lotus feet. That is the award the Lord has given for us. So this human form of body is the greatest fortune because we have given the opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because it is the greatest fortune. The highly evolved intelligence of human life enables us to understand the eternal relationship with God, because in animal, birds, aquatics, in any other form of life, the low-graded birth we cannot understand Krishna, we cannot have this opportunity, and it is highly impossible to learn the intricacies of this devotional service, because that is the birth, that is the lowest birth where we don't have any discrimination power, rational power, we will not have any intelligence, we will not have any brilliancy, and we will be so much degraded. So that is why human form of life is awarded for us by the Lord, to know the relationship with the Lord and to render devotional service according to His own desires. According to His own desires means according to Krishna's desires, not according to our own desires. So in this verse, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj is explaining about the qualities of a miserly person. Miserly person will not learn anything about the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he will not glorify the devotees and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they leave the body without understanding the actual position as a servant of God. That is why it is called Krupanna or miserly person. So this verse states that Narada Muni is so empowered in the devotional service of Krishna that he can lift even miserly rascals out of their illusion, just as a kind father goes to his child and wakes him from a distressing nightmare. So here Narada Muni is compared to Narada Muni is glorified, and Vasudeva is explaining or narrating that Narada Muni is so empowered that even a great conditioned rascals, he can lift even the rascals who are conditioned souls from this material world, from this. So just it is like a father goes to the child and wakes him up from his distressing nightmare. So this material world is compared to nightmare, and our materialistic life is just like a troublesome dream. So when we get a dream, if we get any nightmare, we will be so much horrified, we will be so much scared, we will get fear, and will become so much depressive, and will become more stress, and because of that will lead to so many diseases. Because of that we cannot render any devotion service to Supreme Personality of God, since we are always contemplating about our bodily features. What will happen to me? What will happen next to me? Every day I am getting nightmares. So that is why Prabhupada recommends or advises every devotee to read Krishna book in the night time and to chant one around the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so that we will not get any nightmares. So that is a solution for the nightmares. If somebody is not getting sleep, or if you are having any disease like insomnia, then you can read Srimad Bagavatam before going to sleep or before going to bed. Half an hour or 1 hour, how much our time, Yatha Shakti, how much hour you can spend. You can chant one round and read some few slokas, so that you will not get any nightmare, and you will be swimming in the cruise of Vrindavana. So one more point is added in this verse, that he not only delivers the miserly rascals out of the illusion, but also he so merciful towards the great souls who are practicing devotional service and who are advanced in devotional service to Krishna, can greatly enhance their spiritual position by hearing the instructions as they will be given here in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Sri Narada Muni is the Guru and the Father of all living beings, who is originally devotees of the Lord and who are now artificially attempting to enjoy the material world in the material bodies of human beings, animals, and so on. etc. So to summarize this sloka, Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, glorifying Narada Muni as the Supreme Personality of God, as the expansion of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the significance of Sadhu Sangha, because Narada Muni, like sadhus, can lift the rascals of conditioned souls who are in misery or who are in illusion, and the relationship between the Jivatma and Paramatma is also explained, and also it is explained Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada about miserly persons who will lead their life and who will also leave the body without understanding the Supreme, without understanding the glorification, the significance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the miserly persons are such persons that they don't know the value of the human form. Because in verse 2 in this same chapter, it is explained the human body is meant to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the human body, the aim of human body is to understand the significance and also to know the awareness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So finally, the Narada Muni, finally in this purport, Narada Prabhupada, the devotees of Prabhupada, disciples of Prabhupada, explain that Narada Muni is so empowered, that is why it's called Bagavata. Bhagavan Bhavato is called Bhagavan Bhavato. He is Bhagavan Rupasya, he is in the form of Bhagavan. He is the expansion of Supreme Personality of God. He is close associated of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if we are unable to understand the eternal relationship with the Lord, we have to face the consequences in this material life. So here the father, Narada Muni, is compared to a father who comes to the son who is struggling while sleeping. While sleeping, he is getting the nightmare in the dreams. So the father, like Narada Muni, comes to the doorstep of conditioned souls, and he relieves the conditioned souls from the nightmares. So the nightmare here, the material world is compared to nightmare. Prahlad Maharaj compares this material life or personal life to Andakupa in 7th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Actually, one more thing is, we are actually originally devotees of the Lord, but who are now artificially attempting to enjoy the material world in the material bodies of human beings, animals, and so on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari.